Hi guys, how's it going? It is me, Megan, and I am back with another video. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark and a few other platforms, but mostly Poshmark. And here on YouTube, I like to make reseller content. I'll do what sold videos, I'll do unboxings, I'll do all that good stuff. So if that is something you guys are interested in, please make sure to like and subscribe, and that way you'll never miss one of my videos. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over my sales for the last week, which was Sunday, January 8th. To yesterday, which was January 14th. I will say this week was not great. If you saw my video last week, I had a really great sales week. I actually sold, I think, 36 items. This week I only sold 16, so less than half, which is not great. I didn't get as many new listings out as I had wanted to. I mentioned that I'm just kind of trying to get through my death pile and a lot of the donations that my sister-in-law gave me while I was there during Christmas, and I've pretty much gotten through all of that, so I really need to start sourcing. My plan was to just source at the bins this month, but you guys probably heard that Northern California is kind of going through a bit of like a flooding storm situation, and I did hear that Sacramento got hit pretty badly, so I'm just trying to get through the rain. It seems like it'll end this week, so that'll be great. And then I will head up there maybe next week, maybe the following week, and get more stuff. And it is currently raining, so I'm sorry if you can hear it, and that is also why my lighting is kind of scary right now. I feel like I'm filming like a documentary. You can see like my shadow, like a scary movie almost. Another reason why my sales weren't so great, like I said, I wasn't getting as many new listings out as I wanted to. I was just trying to get some of my old items relisted and get more items cross-listed onto Depop and Mercari. But also me and my husband decided to do an impromptu, I don't know why it's so hard for me to say, an impromptu trip on Friday to go down to Disneyland. So on Thursday of this week, we decided that on Friday we would drive down to Southern California, stay with his family, and then yesterday, Saturday, go to Disneyland. So that's what we did. We drove down, stayed the night, got up early, went to Disneyland, and it rained the entire time. And we still had a really good time. Honestly, even with the rain, it was almost more enjoyable than a crowded, like nice sunny day. The last few times we've gone, it just seemed like we had to like race around with a bunch of people, you know, trying to get everything done that we wanted to, and it just wasn't as enjoyable. So with all the rain, it kind of helped us like slow down, get to do things that we normally don't do because we had to do a lot of indoor things, which is still really fun. And yeah, we still had a really good time, but it started to rain harder and harder, and we just really weren't dressed for it. So we decided to leave early, and then we just drove home last night instead of today. So again, I just wasn't home like paying attention to my reselling in my closet, so it's another reason that my sales were so low, especially yesterday, which I only had one sale, and I think Friday I only had two. So not great, but I'm just gonna get into it. Probably be a pretty quick video. So yeah, last Sunday, January 8th, I had two sales, and they were actually both on Mercari, which I don't know if that's ever happened before. It's funny, when I do have Mercari sales, it seems like I'll have them all on the same day. Like if I sell 3 Mercari items in a week, they'll usually either all have been on the same day or within like 2 on one day and 1 the next day. I don't really know what that's about, but that's how it tends to happen. Same sometimes with Depop. But yeah, I sold this pair of jeans, these DL 1961 straight leg jeans. They were called the Patty. I stay away from this brand, but it is a very expensive brand. I just haven't had the best of luck reselling it. I think I got a pair of their overalls in a denim DIY box from THREDUP once, and those sold pretty well. I must have gotten these at a Goodwill and just really, really like the style. Even when I was getting them out of my inventory, I'm like, why did I even buy these? But when I got them out of my inventory, I'm like, oh yeah, they're just so high quality, and it's hard for me to pass on jeans at a Goodwill that are so high quality and they feel like very luxurious, because I just love denim and I love to sell denim, which I know not everybody does. These ended up selling for $45 on Mercari. Someone offered me that and I was more than willing to accept. I might have had them listed around $60, I want to say. So I accepted that. I probably paid about $11 for them at a Goodwill. And then after Mercari fees, I made $38.69. Then the other thing I sold on Sunday was this Lululemon Raise the Bar tank. This sold on Mercari. I have the best luck selling my workout clothes, specifically tank tops, on Mercari. I have a really hard time selling them on any other platform, especially Poshmark. I think people just think it's kind of crazy to pay, so much money for a tank top and then have to pay $7 of shipping on top of that. Whereas on Mercari, for something that weighs very little, I can, set the weight and you only end up paying like $4 for shipping, which is much more reasonable. And then just in general, I feel like all my athletic and athleisure pieces just draw more attention on Mercari. That must just be what people are shopping for on there. But anyway, I got this tank top from my sister-in-law. It was part of her donations that she gave me during Christmas. It ended up selling for $40, and then after fees, I made $34.34. Next on Monday, I had 2 sales again. One on Mercari again was this Forever 21 mini plaid dress. I got this when I was in Connecticut. My mom actually found it. We were at a Salvation Army and a certain color was 99 cents. And she was being very kind and bringing me all the 99-cent items that she could find. This dress was one of them. I thought it was really appropriate for the holiday. I had gone to Connecticut in early December, so I was hoping to get things listed before Christmas. It didn't end up selling before Christmas, but it did end up selling on Mercari on Monday. Someone offered me $14 and I accepted, and after fees I made $11.69. And then the other piece was on Poshmark. I was actually surprised these sold so fast, but they were from donations my sister-in-law gave me again. These were a pair of Roxy linen straight leg pants. She really likes, because she lives in Southern California, she really likes those beachy brands, Roxy, Billabong, O'Neill, and I've had pretty good luck selling those in the past. They don't sell for the most, but sometimes they are pretty easy to find their model photos. Because a lot of the times they actually sell them at like Nordstrom and Nordstrom Rack. So I was really happy when I could find a model photo for these and just more information about them. They sold pretty quickly for $18, and then after fees I made $12.68. And I think those actually ended up selling the same day I listed them, which was great. Then on Tuesday I had 2 sales again. I sold these Valentino rock stud flats. These were my best sale of the week. I received these in a THREDUP DIY designer box not too long ago, maybe a few months ago. They weren't in great condition. I probably had them listed a bit too high in like the 200s. I was actually gonna send them into the RealReal like this week, but someone offered me 100 and I decided to accept, and after fees I made 80, just because there's really no guarantee if I send them to the RealReal that they would list them any higher based on like their condition. And after all their fees, I probably would have made much less. So I was really happy about that. And then the other thing that sold on Tuesday, again on Mercari, and again from my sister's donations to me, it was this Reebok graphic muscle tee. It said my last clean shirt or something. I just thought it was a fun graphic. Again, something that does well on Mercari. Ended up selling for $13, and after fees I made $10.82. And then Wednesday the 11th, I had 3 sales. I sold this item from a flip lot. It was a Topshop pink cardigan, really cute. Still, this pink is very trendy. I always use the keyword Barbie when I have something pink, because that Barbie movie's coming out, and just in general, people kind of are dressing up and feeling like a Barbie. I ended up selling for $18 on Poshmark. After Poshmark fees, I made $12.68, and then after the flip consignment fees, I made $3.68. Then I sold this Nike Club pullover hoodie, and this actually came from some stuff that me and my husband were clearing out of our own closets. It was in really great condition. It ended up selling for $35, and after fees, I made $28, and I think that was like a men's 3XL, I want to say, so a really good size. And then the last thing I sold on Wednesday was again from my sister-in-law's donations. It was this Lululemon Adjust Me bra. I got quite a few Lululemon pieces from her, and I didn't quite know what to do with them at the time. Several of them are older. Most of them are a little bit older. Some of them quite a bit older, I guess you can say. Like they don't have a code on them at all. And I was just going to sell the ones that I can find model photos for and then lot the rest of them together because they were all size 6, like all of them. But then I decided to just sell them all individually. I do really well with Lululemon. I like to have it in my closet. And even if they are just like sports bras and tank tops, I do think that eventually they will sell to someone. So I was gonna lot this with other things, but I decided to sell it by itself. And I'm happy I did because someone bought it for what I think I had it listed at, which was $26. And then after fees on Poshmark, I made $20.80. Then Thursday, the 12th, I had 4 sales. This was my best day in terms of number of sales. I sold these Fabletics seamless leggings, which originally I thought were in my own inventory. And I'm like, oh, I don't remember getting those. But I do occasionally pick up Fabletics when I see it at the bins, which is not the smartest thing because it really does not do very well for me. My sister-in-law donated a bunch of Fabletics stuff to me, and I have one, which is just a lot of the Fabletics stuff because I didn't think they'd sell individually very well. And the lot is definitely getting more attention than some of my individual Fabletics items, but I'm still trying to see if I can get, a decent amount for it. I think it was like 7 pieces or something. But anyway, these were actually from a flip lot. They sold for $18. After Poshmark fees, I made $14.40, and then after flip fees, I made $4.50. Then I sold these Eileen Fisher leather slides. These I've had for a little bit, and I've just priced these far too high. I want to say I got these earlier this year, back when I was living in Oregon. I really liked these shoes, and I usually do pretty well with Eileen Fisher, and I've sold her shoes in the past. And these were really cute, really great color, especially I had them before fall, so I thought they'd sell for fall. They did not, but I am glad they sold. I think I had these listed in the 70s for some reason. I reduced them down to 50, and then someone offered me 40, and I decided to accept. I really need to get better about moving my shoes. I think I'm gonna have to lower a lot of the price on the shoes I have in my closet right now, just because I have a lot of pairs and I've had some of these shoes for a very long time. But I'm glad they sold. They sold for 40, and after fees I made 32 on Poshmark, and I want to say I probably spent about $10 on those shoes. Then I sold these Birkenstock Amsterdam clogs. These were like a vegan fleece, I think is what they call them. These were actually my mother-in-law gave me to sell because they were hers, and she was just gonna get rid of them because she didn't like the way they looked. So they were in pretty good, like, newer condition, and I was like, I'll take them because I know people love their Birkenstocks. Especially the ones that look like clogs. These ended up selling for $56, and then after fees I made $42.12. And I'm surprised they sold decently fast just because they were a narrow size. I had the box, like she gave them to me in the original box, so it did say it was narrow. But another way to see if your Birkenstocks are narrow is on the footbed next to the size, it'll have like a picture of a foot, like the outline of a foot. And if it's colored in, then that means it's narrow, but if it's like just the outline, then it's regular. Put up a photo for reference. That's just another way to double check, especially if you don't have the box. And then the last thing I sold on Thursday was this retro cowgirl shoulder bag. I really loved this purse when I saw it, and people still really love like Western things. It kind of had like pinup girls on it. It was definitely a bit older. Some of the beading was missing, and it was like a little bit dust worn, like had dust marks on it that I couldn't get out. I just listed it and I mentioned all that and I took photos of it. But it did end up selling pretty quickly. I think I only got this for $6 the last time I went to Savers, so I didn't spend too much on it. Ended up selling on Poshmark for $32, and after fees I made $22.92. And then Friday I had 2 sales. I sold these Abercrombie & Fitch distressed jeans, and these again came from my sister-in-law. I was really happy that I was able to find the model photo so easily because one of the holes in the knees of these jeans was like ripped and like flapped over, and sometimes jeans can be made that way, or sometimes that happens when you already have like jeans with the rips in the knees, you rip them more accidentally. And so I didn't know if it was on purpose or accidental. I found the model photo, so it was on purpose, which was great. They sold pretty quickly. They sold for $40, and then after fees I made $30.28. And those were the Curve Love jean, which I think is like a newer thing that Abercrombie & Fitch is doing. And if I was gonna pick up Abercrombie & Fitch jeans like at the thrift store, I would definitely look for like their newer labels or their Curve Love or just very modern styles, because those are going to do really well because they're really trendy right now, but older Abercrombie & Fitch is just not going to do as well. Then the other thing I sold on Friday was from a flip lot again. It was this Nike Golf Tour polo. I know people love to sell golf things. I don't really have the best luck with it, but I am got this sold. It ended up selling for $17 after Poshmark fees. I made $11.88, and then after flip fees I made $2.53. And then the one and only thing I sold yesterday on Saturday while I was gone was this Stella & Dot faux pearl bracelet. I've had this for a very long time. I got this in a THREDUP fun box either earlier in 2022 or maybe at the end of like 2021. So I have had it for a while. I don't usually really sell jewelry, but when I get it in the THREDUP boxes, it tends to actually do pretty well for me. Like I've had really, really good luck selling jewelry from those boxes. This piece just sat, just probably not the most modern of jewelry pieces, but it finally sold. It sold for $14 on Poshmark, and after fees I made $11.05. So my gross total for this last week was $526. And then after fees, my net total was $386.10. So not great. Last week was definitely a ton better. But hopefully I have better luck selling stuff this week. Even if I can't make it to the bins this week, I'm definitely gonna go to the thrift stores and get more stuff to list, more stuff that I'm excited about. So hopefully I can get more sales from that. I'm also getting paid out sometime this week for that fur jacket that I mentioned a couple times recently that I sold on the RealReal. So I'll be getting like $370-ish paid out for that this coming week. So that'll help a ton. So yeah, let me know how your week went. Let me know if it was slower or if it had picked up for you. I am interested to know if I was the only one that had a slow week. So I'll just make sure to try harder this week and get out new listings and be better about relisting and cross-listing. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great week sourcing and selling, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!